Police are called to a flat. It's in a rundown area. They find the body of a girl in one of the bedrooms. She hasn't been dead long. There are no signs of forced entry to the flat, and the man who reported the incident seems nervous, agitated. He claims he found the door to the flat ajar and went in to see if everything was okay. We're going to tell you the story of a crime. Actually, we're going to tell it twice. Once as it happens now, today, and then again how it could play out in 2025, with forces working together and benefiting from cutting-edge training and technology. We want to show you the power of transformed digital forensic services to impact the future of law enforcement. There's no identification on the body, no phone, but officers find a USB stick, which appears to have slipped from the pocket into the lining of the girl's coat. There's drug paraphernalia littered around the flat, and initial house-to-house inquiries discover that a number of different individuals frequent this address. Forensic officers examine the flat. A post-mortem on the body 2 days later concludes that the victim was strangled. Forensic examinations at the flat find a few fingerprints, but they're useless. They're poor quality, not clear enough to be used as evidence. Today, in the absence of clear guidance, police seize the phone of the suspicious man who reported the crime. He refuses to give them the passcode, so the officers take him into custody while they wait for his phone to be analysed by the DFU. Results from the analysis corroborate his alibi, and he is released, but by the time they come in, he's already spent a night in custody. 2025. Officers seize the man's phone, but this time they have remote access to a peer-reviewed, frequently updated knowledge base. This means they get instant advice on how to preserve volatile data for DF evidence. They're able to examine the device immediately using mobile self-service technology. They identify location data and messages which corroborate the man's alibi. He's free to go. Today, officers submit the USB stick for urgent analysis to assist in identifying the victim. The next day, the local DFU attempts to examine it, but it is damaged, and they don't have facilities to extract data from damaged devices. They consult other DFUs and send it to one that thinks it can help. Unfortunately, it turns out they're unable to extract data from this particular memory chip, so send it on to a different DFU. Here, the data is finally unearthed. The stick holds copies of the victim's GCSE coursework with her name and school, but by now it's been 4 days and the police already know who she is. They discovered the victim's identity when her parents reported her missing. She told them she was staying with a friend. They began to worry when she didn't return and they couldn't reach her on her mobile. Analysis of the other forensic evidence continues. DNA evidence taken from the post-mortem identifies one individual, but police can't immediately locate him. 2025. Realizing the USB is damaged, officers request specialist support via the FCN. They're directed to a force which has the capability to extract data from this type of damaged device. They receive results the next day, including the GCSE coursework which identifies the victim. Officers make inquiries at the school and are able to contact her parents. They hand over her laptop. Officers haven't found her mobile, and checks with the network show it hasn't been used since the night before. Today, the victim's parents hand over her laptop to officers who pass it to the DFU to examine. They extract hundreds of thousands of social media messages from the laptop, which take weeks to review. It's a waste of time. They find nothing to link the victim to the address where she died or to the suspect. Her mobile phone is never found, but checks with the mobile network show it hasn't been used since the evening of her death. 2025. Examining the victim's laptop, analysts use a novel technique recently developed at the Innovation Hub. It allows them to identify fragments of deleted emails between her and her ex-boyfriend, arranging to meet at the address where she was found. The technique they use is quality assured and integrated into the system. From now on, it will automatically identify and extract these deleted emails in all future cases. Officers are able to request access to the email account data immediately, facilitated through the forensic information system. Today, police locate and arrest the suspect. A search of his home reveals no relevant evidence. He claims his phone has been stolen, so it's not available for analysis. Another frustrating dead end. 2025. On day 3 of the investigation, officers apprehend the victim's ex-boyfriend at an internet cafe and seize his phone. They used the forensic information system to request a trace on his email account. They examine the phone immediately, using a self-service kiosk, and find messages between him and the victim, which are violent and threatening towards her. DNA checks turn up a match for the traces found on the victim. From further examination of the messages, the officers realized she'd been groomed as part of a county lines drug gang. She'd been attempting to break free at the time of her murder. Her ex-boyfriend had coerced her into meeting for one last time at the address where she was strangled. Officers find details of many other teenagers the suspect has been communicating with. They're able to safeguard them from further harm and disrupt the operation, identifying the key players in the gang. Police identify and prosecute 5 additional suspects. Access to advanced search and review technology helped officers to piece together the network and the links between the suspects. They were able to gather all the relevant information from multiple devices and built a strong evidential picture to present at court. They're also confident that they have identified all the gang's potential victims. Today, the suspect admits to having been in a relationship with the victim. He claims she had gone berserk and attacked him when he tried to end it. He asserts that her death had been accidental as he tried to defend himself. 12 months after the arrest, a jury finds him guilty of manslaughter and a judge sentences him to 8 years in prison. 2025. This time, things are different. Rapid and responsive DF service accelerates the investigation. Officers are able to gather all the potential evidence to build a strong case. They apprehend the suspects at the earliest opportunity, reducing the risk to other potential victims. At court, the evidence is clear and compelling. It's delivered in a standardized format, backed by quality-assured processes. Solid. The evidence has been shared securely over the forensic information system, which ensures that the prosecutor, judge, defense, and jury fully understand its significance. The original suspect is convicted of the girl's murder and imprisoned for life. The other 5 suspects receive lengthy prison sentences. Officers have dealt a huge blow to county lines networks and prevented a number of young, vulnerable individuals becoming embroiled in organized crime.